Hello my beautiful family. Today is a special day. Today is the day we are going to find the entity list. The entity list holds all of the entities, for example, all of the zombies or the NPCs. And when we have that, nothing is in our way to make more complex features like an aimbot, ESP, or whatever you can imagine that involves entities. If you have any other suggestions for the next video, then write it down in the comments and I'll add it to my list. You can also join the Discord and have some fun with the other guys. So how do we find this entity list? One way, which I will show in this video, works like this. We find one of the entities, pointer scan for that entity, reset the game, find the entity again, rescan for the new entity. Step 3. Hope that the stars align and the pointer scan holds the entity list. This is just one way and not the best. If you have a different method, then write it down in the comments. But before we head into this tutorial, make sure to read the terms of agreement for your game and don't break any rules. Enjoy. Alright, so we want to find the entity list, and a quick and a bit lucky based or probability based method is to find the address of one object, of one entity, pointer scan for that entity, reset the game and find the entity again, rescan on the pointers for that address and hope that the entity is in that list. So we will try that method today. So here is a zombie. It has some health points and we will find the health points and then get the pointer of this entity. So the zombies, they take some health points. It took 27 damage there. That means the health range is probably within somewhere of 50 and maybe 1200. And I've chosen floats as the health, or yeah, as the health type, data type. It might be an integer, it might be something else. You will have to find that out, but I know it's a float, so I'll search for between 50 and 1200 for the zombies up. So first scan, damage it, search for decrease value, damage it again, decrease value, damage again, decreased, decreased, and we have 47 addresses left now that we have searched for the zombie's health. Now there are some addresses that point to a value of -93. It will not be these ones, so we'll just filter them out by searching value between, let's say, 25 and 900 now, to get these negative values out, or addresses. So now we have only 33 addresses left. Let's take all of these addresses into this table and let's change about half of them like that. We can check, so the health of the zombies about 50%. Let's change it to 600. That one already has 600. Let's change it to 800. Then, yeah, so the health went up again. And now it's at over 100% health. Let's get it down. So now it's below 100 percent of health. Let's damage it a bit more. It's about 50%. Let's change these ones so they are at 600 and 780. Let's change them to 1000 and check if the health went up. So it didn't spike. Let's check the next 3. Actually the next 2, because these ones are higher than 222. Let's change these to 1000. Health didn't jump. Let's check this one. 500. Health jumped. So this is the address of the health. We'll take that and remove the other addresses. So we have this zombie. Let's pointer scan for this address. I don't have a pointer map anymore, so I'll just do a regular pointer scan. I'll pause the video here and come back when it's done, so don't worry about that. Let's call it Z and health for a lack of a better name. So see you guys in a second. And the pointer scan is done. So we have a lot of addresses here, or pointer paths, and we need to remove some to filter out the bad pointers. And what we do then is we do not close the game yet. We will actually right click on the address, on the zombie health address, use find out what writes to this address. Remember to also use the under debugger options, use the VEH debugger and right click, find out what writes to this address, decrease the health once more, and now we'll store this address. So open the notepad again, click on show disassembler, right click on the instruction, copy to clipboard, bytes plus opcodes, and there we go. Now we can easily get the address again, and now you can restart the game. So close, open, and I'll just resume the video again when I'm inside the game. And I'm back. So I have the game open again. We will need to reattach it to Dead Island, my game is. And let's just remove the code list and so on, we don't need it. And let's find that entity again. So and where is the zombie? Is it gone? Might be gone, but I think there is a zombie here that we can use. So here is a different entity. He's launching on someone there, but we'll deal with him. So we have the sheet onion, we have our pointer scan, and now what we can do is take the instruction that we stored, copy, go back to the memory viewer, Control G, and then paste in our address. Here we can see our instructions again, and what we do now is we right click and then find out what addresses this instruction accesses. Attach sheet onion, and now we decrease this guy's health. So we take this address now of the new entity without having to manually find them again, copy it, go into our pointer scan again, and that's my alarm for something I'll deal with that later, but we will click on rescan memory and now use address to find. So the address of the new entity we'll put there, or the new entity health, and we will search for a second time. Now we got 101 pointer paths, which is pretty good. And we can investigate these addresses now. So since it's only 100 addresses, we can click on the base address column to separate the addresses from one another. So there are a lot of pointers that have the same base address. That's why we clicked on the base address column, so we can investigate each one of these. So let's check the first one, the 40144 pointer. We will remove all of the offsets from it, and then actually remove this memory viewer and hold Control, hit B, and then Control D, Control N, and a new unnamed structure. So if you didn't have the hotkeys for that, just click on Tools, Dissect Data Structures, and then Structures, define new structure. So here we need to check the first pointer, and here we have something that sort of looks like an entity list. So if we check this pointer, it didn't provide us with much information, but it has some pointers here. I'm not really comfortable, or this is not really what I'm looking for at this point. It's just a lot of pointers and we don't really know much. We know it's some manager here, and instead of trying to figure out what this pointer leads to, let's check the next address. So this one, remove offset. This one is very close in memory. Control B for memory viewer, and then define new structure. Let's check this pointer. Here we also have some addresses, but it's again this manager thing, and these pointers don't look that great. Nah. Let's check the next address, and as you can see here, they start to repeat. That might be good for us, and we'll take this pointer and yet again remove the offsets. Control B, Control D, Control N, define new structure, and I think I have the old one, so that's Control B, Control D, Control N. Cheat Engine assumed that it's a float here, but we know it's a pointer since we selected it from the pointer scan. It's not a float. So let's change this to a pointer, and if we check this next pointer, we get all of these entities, which is pretty hefty, pretty cool. And we can see our player, AI, we can see a zombie AI, and some more zombies, even a human AI. And let's explore the pointer that we had. So it's at 50, which was this zombie. We will check the next offset, which is C, and it seems to be a C model object. So these ones point to the same address, so we can just take one. And let's check the next offset, which was 14 CGS object, and these point to different objects, so don't pick the wrong one. 14, and in here it gets interesting. So you can see zombie AI vector, it might be the next offset. Let's take a look. 1410, and it's a 10 here, so it is this zombie AI state vector. When we check the next offset, it's 94 before our health comes in. So let's go down to 94. 1994. So here it says double for some reason. Let's change that to 94 offset and then a pointer. And it points to, I assume, is some sort of health component. And when we're here, we know that the last offset, 598, should be our health. So let's scroll down to 598. And it doesn't, it isn't, it actually is here, wait, 98, right? Float, 598, float, 675. Perfect, so that's our zombie. Let's check, C would be the next one, or we know now. Let's change this 4 byte. It might be our max health. Let's take a look. Never mind, it still was 0, but we know that in this zombie, in this entity, these were the steps to get to the health. So we will write these steps down. Entity offsets. So remember the offsets after the 50. If you remember, 50 was the offset of this zombie, and then we will have to keep note of the offsets after that. Actually, we can, before we write them down, let's check that our zombie matches with the other zombies. So this is the 54. It's hopefully not another zombie. It was, first offset was C, next offset was 14, 14, 10, 94. So 14, 10, it all comes back, so the CGI S object, zombie state, 94. This is what's annoying with Cheat Engine. It assumes the wrong data type. So double, let's change it to a pointer. And the pointer leads to this, which if we scroll down, scroll, 594, where are you? 98, my bad. So this seems to be a pointer, but we know it's a float. And it's 448. So a different zombie's health, and if we would change this, it will probably kill that zombie. So I think we can write it down with confidence that the object has these offset. So it has a C model object offset, then a CGS offset, then a state offset, then maybe a health component, and then our actual health. So let's write it down. C14, it was 14, right? 14, 10, 94, and then the last offset is 598. So if we would read through this entity list, we would probably just go this way through all of these. So we will go to, wait, alright, I'm back. If we would just take this route, so first off, C 14, 10, 94, 598, and get all of the health of the zombies and so on. And this is the trainer that I showed in the introduction. So here it uses 4, 10, 8, 14, 10. So it's a bit different, but I think they lead to the same answer. So we could follow this way, we could follow the other way. It varies. It will be different for you, it will be different for me. You will have to find the static way to your health. So let's take a look at, I think it's the same base though, so yeah, same base. And in my program, let's look at the addresses that come up. So here we have 45, which should be one of the first zombies, right? 45, here we have AE, and we have, oh no, okay, it's back. So AE and AE. And this just follows the logic that we use here. So we will implement this in our mod menu the next time, because if I show this now, the video will be insanely long. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you could learn something, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But no, I think that's it.